The people that are taking 3 to 10 trades a month in combined, they are taking more than 50% of the payouts. The less, the better. Yes. You are going to also see that people who are placing 25 trades or more are taking only 2% of the total payouts. So according to FPTP, only 7% of over 300,000 Profim traders have ever gotten to their first payout. And the other 93% are losing money, mostly in their first 3 days. And the reason why these people are losing money in these first 3 days is because they hit their daily drawdown limit. Yes, 93% of the people that are taking challenges are never getting past the first challenge. And for those who pass the first challenge, there's a high chance that they are not going to make it past the second challenge. So why is it most people are losing money in the forex market? Well, let me show you that the number one reason why people are losing money in the market is firms ask traders to do the most difficult thing to do in trading, and what most beginner traders have never done before. And what is it? It's simple. It is just following the rules. Yes, most people, they don't know how to follow rules in trading. And in trading, you all know that if you cannot follow the rules, then that simply means you can never make money in the market. So to make money in the market, there's only 3 things that you need to have. The first one is a trading plan. The second one is a strategy or an edge. And the third one is to follow the rules, right? So even if you buy $1,000 course or $100,000 course on trading or $1 million course on trading, if you want to make money as a trader, you're only going to need the 3 things: a good trading plan, a strategy or an edge, and then you need the discipline to follow the rules. Now, it's easy to create a trading plan. It's easy to have a strategy. Hey, real quick, I just want to let you know that if you want a full step-by-step guide, a full course that is going to help you to get your first pass the challenge and get your funded account, check out my Profim Mastery University, where you are going to get all the tools and strategies that you are going to need if you want to pass your first challenges. Not only that, you are going to get a chance to speak to me and get full feedback on how your account is going and what you need to improve. So the offer is only for a few people, so don't be late. Just check out the link in the description and get into this course right now. So let's say you have joined this university of ours and now you have a trading plan, you have a trading strategy. But if you can't follow the rules, if you don't have the discipline in yourself to follow the rules, then you never make it. You never make money in the market. Okay, so the problems know that most people are not going to follow the rules, and if you can't follow the rules, then you simply are going to lose money. So you are losing money in problems, not because you can't trade, not because you don't have the good strategy. It's because you can't follow the rules. Now let's talk about the rules, and I want you to see some things that Profems doesn't want you to see. Okay, when you go to the rules and when you hear Profems advertising their companies, they are going to tell you that you need an 8% profit target for you to make money, or for you to get $100,000, a $300,000 funded account, which is very good, which is something that everyone wants. Everyone wants a bigger capital, and everyone thinks that making 8% is very easy, right? So you're going to be told making 8% profit target is going to be very, very easy. But I want to tell you the truth. It's not easy. Don't be fooled by the numbers, okay? Why do I say don't be fooled by the numbers, okay? I want you to look at this plan right here. This is the rules that one of the Profems are going to give you, right? So in these rules, okay, let's say you are going to get one of these challenges, right? You're going to see that it's written here, phase 1 profit target is 8%, and you start thinking, okay, 8%, I can do that, I can make 8%, right? But the problem is there's also this one, which is called the maximum overall loss, which is 10%. Okay, so in other words, what I mean is, if you had $100 in your account and you are not buying a Profem, right? For you to pass this challenge, it's equivalent to almost doubling your $100. Yes, so you would need to make $80 in profit, and making sure that you don't lose that $100, which is the same thing with Profems. You are going to be given maybe a $10,000 account, and then you are going to be told you need to make $800, but at the same time you can't lose $1,000 or more. Which means, in other words, what they are trying to do to you is to make sure that you can double that $1,000 or your $100. So the question is, what would you do if you want to double your account? This is the first thing that you need to think of, because of course it's a challenge account. You have a profit target, so the profit target is obviously going to need you to almost double your account. So what would you do for you to double your account? Okay, so for me personally, I would say high risk, high return. Now I want you to think about this. Like, most people are going to say, do not risk more than 1% of your account, do not risk more than 2% of your account. Yes, but at the same time, I want to double this account, so I know high risk is going to be equaling high return. Now I want to tell you that risking 0.5% will never make it to 8%. Yes, if you are risking 0.5% and you are making like 1% in profit target, you would need to win 8 trades in a row to pass the challenge. Now this is something that you probably are not going to do. Yes, I've been trading for years and years and years, and winning 8 trades in a row is very, very rare for any trader out there. It's very, very rare. You need to be maybe a top 1% of traders in the world for you to win 8 trades in a row, because the market always moves 50-50. So most people will say risk 0.5%, risk 1%. I say no, do not do that. For me, if you want to pass the challenge, you need to risk 2% on your challenge. So for me personally, I would risk 2% to make 6%. And if you do this, you need 1 win to change everything, especially if you can win your first trade. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, so if you risk 2%, for example, to make 6%, which is 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, if you win 1 trade, that simply means you only have now a 2% profit target. You can now reduce the risk. You can either keep risking 2% to make now 2%, 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now you are almost there, right? Or you can even risk 2% to make 1%, to make it 1 is to 0.5, which makes it better or easier for you to hit your profit target. But the first trade is the most important one. Now, before you go ahead and risk 2%, there's something that you need to understand about risk management. Okay, if you are risking 100, if you are risking 10% as your total risk, or let's say if you had $100, right? So to make these things easier, so to make it easier for you to understand, let's say you had $100 in your account. Would you risk 50 cents for each trade, or would you risk $5 on each trade to double this account? No, you would risk $20, $30 on each trade, so that if one trade goes in your direction, you probably are going to make a lot of profit, and you probably are going to double that account, which is exactly what you need. Now, for most pro firms, they don't like this. Why? Because most pro firms don't make money when traders pass the challenges. They make money through your challenge fees. So if you make one big trade and you make like 6%, and you start now making 1%, 0% on other trades, some pro firms are not going to like it, and they probably tell you that you have broken one of their maybe hidden rules. Okay, but the truth is, for every time that I have passed a challenge, and for every person that I have taught and they have passed the challenge, they are not risking 0.5% on their challenges. They are risking 2 to 3%, and they know that I have 2 or 3 chances to really pass this challenge, or either lose this challenge account, right? So my question is, if you had $100, how many trades would you be comfortable placing before you blew that account? So let's say if I get 5 trades wrong in a row, I'm comfortable losing that and leaving that account. So that's what I do. So I risk 2%, and I know that if I lose 5 trades in a row, I would have blown my account. I would have breached the rules, and that is. But if I win one of those 5 trades, especially the first 2 trades are the most important, especially the first trade, I really think that if you need to make money, you need to pass that first trade. If you really win that first trade and you make 6% already, you can now go down with the risk, and now you can trade more comfortably. Okay, now I'm going to show you this trade right here. What I mean by this, I traded this trade, and I'm going to show you here. I posted this trade on my WhatsApp status to share with all of you guys. So if you are not there yet, make sure you check out the link in the description. I give out free signals that you can get directly on WhatsApp. So check out the link. So I dropped this trade here telling people to sell this right at this point right here. And this was a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. And it was on a 5-minute time frame. In less than 3 hours, we had already made profit from this trade, right? If you had risked 2% here to make 6% right here, your first trade would have gotten you to the profit, to almost the profit target. Now, now the most important part that you need to understand right here is if you are doing a profit challenge, you need more than 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio or 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Why? Because you want to make sure that for each trade that you win, right, it's gonna give you like 3 chances of losing another trade before the account goes back to where it is right now. So what I mean, for example, is if I place a trade with $100 and I make $300 in profit, right? And if that trade wins, that means my account have got $300 extra risk that I can take. In the next trade, I can risk another $100 and lose, and risk another $100 and lose. But at the same time, my account is still above the break-even zone. So you are going to need to use 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so if you look at this trade right here, you can see that we placed the trade almost right there with a sell limit, okay, with a sell stop, I mean, and then we put our stop loss and we have 3 times the risk, right? So when you do this, chances are you probably are going to lose like 3-4 trades in a row, 2 trades in a row, 3 trades in a row, 4 trades in a row, sometimes even 5 trades in a row. But if you are following the trade and you are using the correct strategy, which I'm going to show you in the Profit Mastery University, check out the link in the description. You can easily make 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, and if you one of those trades make money, you are now in a better position. Okay, now the other thing that most people don't know about is that best traders uses selective bias. Now, to prove this to you, I'm going to show you this data right here. This is data that we got from the inside, right? So this data is from traders who are given payouts. It's analyzed and it shows you for each and every traders what is their behavior. So I have a lot of this data. As I said, you are going to get it in the Profit Mastery University. So you can see that the people that are making a lot of money, or that are making almost all the money, they are getting it 90. From here you can see 90 to 95, then 95 to 100, which means it's 90 to 100% of their profits is coming from selective bias. And it says here top 5 to 6% of traders get 90 to 100% of their profit from a selective bias. Now you probably don't know what a selective bias is, do you? So if you don't know what selective bias is basically when you are looking at your trades or any data, right? So if you are into data analytics or anything like that, you probably know this. If you are looking at your trades or data that supports your ideas and you ignore any other thing. So what I mean is, if you are using a trend following or a breakout and retest strategy, or if you are using an RSI breakout strategy that we use on the Profit Mastery University, you are only looking to take the trades that follows specifically that strategy, and that the setups that you know that these are the best setups of the strategy. Okay, so you are not looking at all other things. So if you are using like I said, the break and retest, you don't worry about the moving average strategy, you don't worry about the stochastic strategy, you don't worry about the trend lines. You focus only on your strategy, and in that strategy you don't place trades anytime everywhere you see it. You find the trades that you, according to your back test. If you don't know how to back test, I'm going to show you how to do that in that course. If from your back test, from everything that you are doing, you are looking for only the data that shows you that this is the best opportunity. So you are not taking all the setups that you see, you're not using all the strategy that you see. You are seeing on your strategy and you are choosing what you believe is the best setups out of that, right? So that is what is called selective bias or confirmation bias. So you need to understand that. Okay, now the other thing that you will probably want to know, and one of the reasons why most people lose money when they are trading profits in their personal accounts, is they think that if they place a lot of trades, they are going to make money more money in the market. What I want to tell you is that in trading, the less trades, the better. If I place 5 trades and you place 100 trades, I can bet you any amount of money that you want, I'm going to make more profit than you. Yes, and I'm going to show you why I mean by this. This is another data. As I said, I have a lot of this data. Please join this course because you are going to need this. Well, now we are looking at the number of trades in a cycle. Okay, the number of trades in a cycle, which means the number of trades that are being placed on a trading cycle, which is a month, 20 days. Okay, and this is the payout percentage, right? So if you see it, if you look at this data, you're going to see that the people that are placing 3 to 5 trades per month are taking 34.45% of all the payouts that are being shared among traders. Yes, they're taking more than 30%. And people who take from 5 to 10 trades a month, they're taking another 25%, which means the people that are taking 3 to 10 trades a month in combined, they're taking more than 50% of the payouts. The less, the better. Yes. You are going to also see that people who are placing 25 trades or more are taking only 2% of the total payouts. So if there is $100,000 being distributed among these 4,000 traders, then that simply means people who are placing 25 trades or more are sharing only $2,000 of the whole $100,000. Which explains why I say if I take 3 to 5 trades and you take more than 25 trades, I'm guaranteed to show you, I'm guaranteed that I'm going to make more profits than you. Why? Because I make less mistakes. I get less commissions. There's less chances that I'm gonna break any of my rules. Because if I'm placing 3 trades a month, then that simply means there's no way that I'm going to hit my drawdown limit, because I'm going to be risking 2% per trade, and 2 times 3, that's 6. There's no way that I'm going to hit 10% of my drawdown limit. But if you place 25 trades, chances are in one of those trades you're going to make a bad mistake. Some of those trades, the network might do you dirty. In some of those trades, you probably are going to make one of those mistakes that you are going to owe. Either if your strategy was in a trending market and you are making money, in one of those trades, the market is going to go into a ranging market, and your strategy is going to perform poorly. So in trading, always know the less trades that you place, the better. There's no other way. Okay, so this is how you pass the challenge. This is how you pass your challenges. You have to understand that the rules. So this is how you pass the challenge, and you have to understand that the rules that you are given by pro firms, they are not there for the good of you. They are there for you to lose money. But if you are a good trader, if you can trade and if you can follow what I teach you in the Pro Firm Mastery University, you are going to become a successful trader, and you will never care if the Pro Firms is using a demo account or whatever, because you know that at the end of the month you are going to make your profits. Okay, so if you want to learn more about Pro Firm Mastery, make sure you check out the link in the description below this video, and you are going to go there and you are going to get a chance to join our Pro Firm Mastery University, and you are going to probably get your first